AITA for not completely changing my kid's life just to accommodate her father. I-35F was with my ex, Tom 40M, for a few years before having our daughter, who's now 10 years old. When she was just a few weeks old, he moved out and in with another woman, and he's rarely been involved in her life since. A few years ago, I finally put him on child support, and you'd think he was father of the year for paying $300 a month. He's never really had custody. I have never kept her from him, but I wasn't about to chase him around to force him to be involved. Last year, Tom remarried Peggy 45F, and now he's asking for more custody. Obviously, I talked with my daughter's therapist and agreed to every other weekend for now. However, I'm not going to force my kid to change her life just because Tom now suddenly wants to play family. The problem is, my daughter finds Tom and Peggy's house miserable. I'm trying to keep her positive about it, but honestly, their lifestyle and behavior are just completely different from what she's used to. They yell a lot, don't care much about hygiene or keeping a clean house. Not bad enough for CPS to intervene, but it's far below normal standards, let alone ours. On top of that, my daughter really dislikes Peggy's kids. Peggy has 5 children, but 2 of them are older and live on their own. The ones still at home are her son 17, daughter 12, and a son who's the same age as my daughter. These kids are basically feral, no supervision, always on their phones, with no structure in the household. Oh, and Peggy is an anti-vaxxer, so there's that situation too. My daughter plays soccer, and last weekend, they were 45 minutes late to her game. They acted like it was. Another issue is that Tom and Peggy live out in the boonies, about a 25-30 minute drive from my house to theirs. When Tom started coming around again, I told him I had no intention of driving hours back and forth or changing anything about our lives to accommodate him. He promised it wouldn't be a problem, and yet here we are. Now he says we need to either set up a meeting point or switch off on handovers. This honestly ticks me off. I already hate that my daughter has to spend so much time in the car just because Peggy needs to have a lot of property. I told him no way. He was the one who chose to live that far away. He can do the driving. Finally, his most outrageous request has been to take my daughter out of her school. She got into our district's competitive magnet school, which is a big deal. It's not easy to get in, and we both worked hard for it. I handled the forms and the meetings, but she got in on her own merits. Tom says his stepkids, who apparently he's adopting, by the way, lol, are jealous of the opportunities my daughter has at school, and he wants to enroll her in their local public school instead. That is not happening. My daughter already has male role model sons who actually care about her well-being and not just how things look for social media. Tom can threaten to go to court, but he'll believe that when I see it. He has no determination, and honestly, I doubt a judge would side with him anyway. I've always had full custody, have never kept her from him, and need to stick up for my kid. But does that make me the AH? Discuss in the comments section below, and I'll pin the most upvoted comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to hear more stories animated and read by AI.